We are outside for week 8, the artist way, and I'm gonna just give it to you straight. This week is about more blocks that you will face in your creative journey. And honestly, once I was able to get past this particular set, I think you could do anything, personally. So the first is addressing your creative losses. I mean, to be an artist, like to put that much time into projects, into your passions, your dreams, and things like that, I mean, is would be the same intensity as you would, if you have a child. I would assume. I don't know. I don't have kids, but um, so there is a sense of grief when these ideas fall through, and sometimes how it happens is that we give our idea, we pitch something too early to somebody, it gets shot down by a teacher, by someone who has no business judging your stuff anyways, and it's like, but it hurt you so long ago, and that hurt needs to be addressed. So she gives a good example. Her Julia Cameron, her first client, very, very first client, was actually one of her really, really close friends. And he had a book, I believe, yes, that he had written, gave it to a teacher, when he was like in his teens, I believe. Teacher kind of like, red penned it, said like, basically this cannot be redeemed, like, just some bullshit. And it really hurt it really hurt him. So he had like thrown it in a drawer somewhere or something. 7 years go by. That's when, it's hot if you can't tell. The Julia Cameron, no, she, they're friends. And then she like talks to him about it and asks to see this novel, and she's like, it turned out to be one of the most genius, like most beautifully written pieces, like blah, 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 so it's like, and she like really told him like, hey, you need to go publish this, like you need to go write, you need to, hey, address this person's feedback, because not all feedback is good feedback. Message. So you have to understand what's the difference between like feedback that helps and feedback that is just there to criticize and offer no potential for growth, So she's like, go publish it, go write it, go fix it, go work on it. And then he ends up going on writing a couple more novels. He drops some movies, he drops some books. Like, you would be so surprised when you do go back to heal these creative losses and maybe getting just another perspective, another point of view, somebody who really sees you in your work. Like, you cannot just go off of like, as someone who has done a bunch of surveys and like that type of like data collection, I would say get your shit reviewed by like, I don't know, 20 people. Get 20 opinions, various people, and I would say that would give you a good percentage, a good gist. But please do not get deterred off of one damning just snarky ass type of comment, feedback, whatever. Get multiple opinions. What is it, author Harry Potter got rejected like 13 something times, like multi-billion, I would assume, I think billion, trillion at this, why not? Series rejection, and that's another thing. Those are also creative losses when you keep getting turned down, you keep just getting denied. And yes, that shit's a lot. That shit is like, but think of it this way. We start to get tired. We start to be like, damn, like people just keep telling me no. Think of it like you're in a maze, and every time you're about to turn left or right or whatever, a wall appears and it's like, boom, no. So you're like, whatever. So you go right, continue it, and then boom, another wall, boom, like you're like another no, and you're just like, but it keeps leading you ultimately, in my mind, to your destined path. I want you to take every rejection just as redirection towards your path, towards your truest, what is meant for you. So it is pain, it is. But I don't want you to hold on to that pain. I want you to use that for fuel. Go revise that draft. go juice up that beat, whatever, you know, and get it pushing. So, yes, your wounds. We hold a funeral for them. You go get yourself a little treat. And then what we move on to next is another block that why we think we cannot continue. What is wounding us in our artistic journey is we think like this, and she blows it up so like nicely. I say this every episode. Please listen to the audiobook. But she describes it perfectly. We as artists, we think that to be an artist, we have to be the final form of the artist in a day, within a week. And what she means by that is like we get caught up in the grandiose scheme of things, and sometimes it gets too grand, and then we're like, you know what, this is already too big. I'm not gonna do that. Instead of filling the form day by day, step by step. This is supposed to be a patient, fun, slow process. How is that possible in such a high-speed tech, whatever the heck we got going on type world right now? Make it happen. I'm sorry. Make it happen. Find the time. Make the time, you know, let it be a slow process, and to really build upon and to compound daily on your dreams. She says cut the drama, because we feel like as artists, like say we like write a script and then we get to like page like 2 of the script and we're like, damn, we're gonna need to get a studio, or what's gonna happen like when the script sells, then I gotta move, and like, you know, we just start drawing up a real big picture on purpose. We think she says we run to the edge of the cliff and we don't want to jump. It's like no one's making you jump. Nobody is making you jump. She's like, what are we doing? You know, like we're not here to go no bungee jump. Like, no, this is supposed to be a walk, a fun one, and to give you time to think and create. And no one's telling you to fill the entire form in a day. Do not bombard yourself with what ifs, please. Do not, you know, put this heavy visual project on you that you think you have to pay for, sign for, move for, quit this, move that. Like, chill. Chill. And I'm really talking to me a year ago, if I'm being honest, because boy, that was, you know, because I know I get it. If you've ever been I've prayed for a lot of patience, y'all. I really have. If you're anything like me, there was a point in my life where I'm just like, I need patience. And when you pray for patience, what God will give you is not instantly, oh, I feel calmer now, I have patience. You don't just wake up, you're like, oh, I have patience. No, he gives you things that make you have no other choice but to be damn patient. So to be creative is to be patient, and I think it is absolutely a trait, aspect, I don't know, that is severely lacking, especially with our attention spans and things like that. So no. You need to be okay with patience. You need to allow yourself to learn how to be patient. Don't make it hard on yourself. Don't make it difficult, you know. Gardening has been like a great analogy for me in terms of patience. Like, look, exactly, you don't get fruit the day you plant the seed. You would think, like, but for me, I had to go through seasons of this, you know, to learn this patience, to learn that, yes, there are things that I want. No, they will not happen in a day. No, I cannot make Rome in a damn day, damn it. As much as I wanted to on day 1. But then by like day 50, you learn to kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna learn to enjoy today. I'm gonna learn to enjoy day 50. And then by, I don't know, day 227, you're like, hey, it's a cool day just to have a cool day. And I believe that is patience. I think that is patience. And that is also falling in love with filling the form. So I think what has helped me the most, and I think she has a similar exercise, is that what can you do today? 3 steps, 3 very small steps that you could do today that helps you actively go towards your form. Nothing grand. You're not moving. You could plan to move. You could start off with looking at places you maybe would like to move, but no one's asking you to have that deposit in first and last today. Nobody's, no. Baby steps. And you learn to enjoy the process. Yeah. So, I think I kind of nailed that in 10 minutes. My timer thing's about to go off about mile 3, but that's what I have. Have a beautiful week. I will see you for week 9.